Well, here we go. We're going to go on a mission today, and hopefully I'm not going to fucking die. But first, let's do Fallout Cribs, because I have been busy building another brothel. This one is a strange design because obviously it's Hangman's Alley. And as you know, Hangman's Alley is a fairly peculiar build because it nestles down between buildings. It's also got a bug with the actual base area. For those of you who don't know, you can scrap that barrier here and you can keep building all the way around the corner. But your settlers will not give one fuck about that and will not move past that original base footprint. So build what you like down here, utility wise, you know, build a little crib down here, whatever, or some, you know, automated defenses, but the settlers themselves will not touch anything down here. Dallas, how you doing? Rico, fucking perfect timing, mate. Perfect timing, Rico. Here it is, my very peculiar ad hoc brothel dedicated to Rico and his better half, Tanisha. My thank you to you. Well, one of my thank yous to you, Rico. But yeah, here we were just doing a Fallout Cribs guide to this base. I still got a little bit of work to do on it. I gotta put in some supporting pillars. As I've said before, I always like to build bases in a way so that it looks realistic. I don't like to have things like hanging in the sky. I like to build bases in a way where YOLO. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Tanisha, how you doing? So yeah, I've still got to put some supporting pillars in so it doesn't look like it's completely hanging out there in space. But the essence of what it is here. I never really know how to build hangmans because it's kind of difficult spatially. You've got to use the height, but you don't want to overextend it. So yeah, I've got a bit of pillar work to do, but just for Tanisha's benefit. There's the sign. It's pretty good all-round base. I've got all of the vendors that I need. I've got sufficient automated turrets to provide it with pretty cracking... Oops, wrong key. Pretty cracking defense rating. Have a look. I've got 63 food and water, and total is 63. I've got 106 defense, so the happiness is on the up and up. It's got enough water to keep me serviced, enough defense to hopefully reduce its chances of being attacked to a minimum. It's got plenty of beds. It's got a siren, a beacon, a settler's beacon. I've got my own little area up here for making drugs and all of that shit. And I've got just enough food so that I cater for 30 settlers. So I've kept people unemployed. And you need the unemployed people so that they go to your shops. So yeah, it's got pretty nice coverage. The attacks at this place are a bit weird. Sometimes they literally just run in through one of the entrances and they'll be under your base before you know it. So with this design, it's got good all-round machine gun coverage. Everything is off the deck, so that if I take damage, I'm going to be repairing those seats, those shops, or the scrapping stations, and I'm not got plants and shit down here that I'm going to have to fuck around with. So there you have it. Tanisha, the face cream is working wonders. I look thoroughly. I got this beautiful shine to my skin, and I look like I have a tan. Tanisha and Rico sent me some Vegemite, just so you know. Just quickly catching up in chat before we head off into the wilderness. Thank you, Dallas. Yeah, YOLO. The thing with the bases is that if you don't really get into the bases, you're missing out a huge game within a game. And on survival, you're kind of forced to get into the bases because you can only save where you sleep. There's no other option. It's really a big issue having a place to lay your head. So if nothing else, if absolute nothing else on survival, you will want to unlock every base and just put, you know, a bed and a machine gun turret and a little bit of food and water there. Alice just says, don't forget to pre-order extra stash base. I think we all know what that's about. So, you know, bare minimum, you'll want to get in a little bit into settlement building because you want a place to run and hide when you get into trouble. And I think that probably gets people into settlement building that otherwise wouldn't get into it. But yeah, once you're into settlement building, it's the game within the fucking game. But here is our plan for today. I hope you like your nearly finished brothel, Reika and Tanisha. I've got to do a little bit of work on the lights. Thank you for the host, Patrick. Thank you very much, mate. Got to do a little bit more work on the lights and the decor. Functionally, it's fantastic. Pretty sure I've got 360 coverage on the guns, and my settlers are already pimped out. When I've got more ballistic weave and a bit more money, I will be taking the cocktail dresses off of the prostitutes and armouring them up to level 5 ballistic weave, and then they will be bullet fucking hard. At the moment, I've just put them in pretty dresses and given them some high-powered weapons. But the order of the day is we need to advance the main quest, and that means going to find Nick Valentine. So I'm going to have a vape, take a deep breath, and then we're going to head off into the middle of Fucksville and see if we can get to Boston Common without getting my face stomped in. Not sure there's too many beds en route, and I think there's only 1 or 2 in there. But fuck it. I've spammed up my armour. We've got guns to go. Let's get in there.
Can't remember the last time I had clean fingernails.
Good spot, Rico. I do indeed have a jetpack. I think what's happened... Are you coming? I think what happened was that the many scavenger stations I've been setting up at my bases suddenly started to come good. Come on, Deacon, you useless clod. Suddenly started to come good, and I just suddenly started to get much more materials, and I managed to do some fairly decent upgrades on my power armor. For those of you who are fairly new to the game, I would just say, if you're going to upgrade if you're going for calibrated shocks, on your legs, which gives you more carry capacity, then for fuck's sake, if you're going to upgrade your armour, upgrade your legs first so that they're the last things that fail. Because there's nothing more annoying than having calibrated shocks on your power armour and losing a leg piece and then suddenly finding yourself over encumbered and having to start chucking shit on the ground. Yeah, Rico, I got well stuck in and did some fairly serious building off stream. Right, let's keep this strictly business. Yeah, I'm actually going to go round though. Actually, no, fuck it. Let's.
Got fun time incoming. There you are.
Let's deal with these guys because otherwise we'll just forget they're there. And then I'll end up getting killed by them.
I heard something. Really? So close. Sure do a lot of that. Winning, that is.
Hello, little friend.
Aw, too bad for you.
Rauckland? Is that Rauckland or Raukian? Rauckland says calibrated shocks are a must-have. Personally, mate, that's my philosophy. There's a lot of scrapping in this game. When you look at the other options, I personally think
Whenever you're done corpse squat,
calibrated shocks is the default choice. Yeah, it gives you something ridiculous extra carry capacity. It's like, why would you not do it?
I ever tell you about the time I was in Capitol?
I'm just going to dump this missile launcher. I just want to deactivate it so I don't face plant into it later, and we'll get rid of the missile somewhere else. I don't like leaving abandoned missile launchers and abandoned missiles in the same spot. I don't want to give the locals ideas. I'm going to assume I picked up one missile there. Right. No. Okay, well, I'm not going to question it. Right, my little green friend. That is classic. And he's fucking loaded for... Well, I'm glad I finished him off because he's up there with a missile launcher and I don't really want him shooting me in the cock. How is everybody today, by the way? Really weird. It does seem like the one thing I've noticed is the Division community does seem to go quite quiet on a Saturday and Sunday. I just noticed that the forums and the like always seem to become very quiet. Oh, glad to hear, Patrick. Fuck me, I only got 2 fusion cores. That's going to be enough, right? Fuck that, I'm going to dash back for one real quick. Let's dash back for a couple of spare fusion cores because probably I'll get overexcited, use my jetpack, piss through all my fusion core, and better to deal with this now. So I knew there was a reason we cleared all that shit. Oh, looks like we got some. Looks like we got some visitors. Right. Well, these guys don't normally travel alone. I'm a bit concerned why there'd be one robot there. But at least we've had our first test of the defensive measures here. To be honest, I'll probably stick away a ton more of these machine gun turrets in here because it's always fun to watch them make very, very easy work of the bad guys. But for now, I want to hold back a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take all the fusion cores because I'm fucked if I'm gonna get it wrong and then I have to come back here. Yeah, it's always good to see him make very, very easy work of the bad guys. Right. Actually, let's just have a little cook up just because everything goes better with pies. Come on. Alright, that's not good. Combat nap. Oh, fucking Jesus. Bed aids again. Without giving too much away, let's just say it doesn't matter that it's getting close to dark for obvious reasons. I mean, dark's not such a massive issue in this game anyway. It's not like you're going to be completely at a loss. It's not like Kingdom Come Deliverance where nighttime means you're screwed. So I'm not really bothered, but we are actually heading into the subway system.
Not many doctors around these days. Should let me take a look at you.
Yeah. See what's wrong with me, doctor.
Now go
Cure
over
my
the symptoms
pox.
for me, one at a time.
I fucked the mattress again.
Scrapes and bruises, but it's probably a good idea to get them fixed up. All done. Any other complaints?
No, we're done.
Off you go then.
Right, let's try again. A bit more organisation. Yeah, that Diamond City armour only works properly in conjunction with certain outfits. And if I didn't have the right outfit, I just decided that the girls looked better in their grubby pants. That sounded weirder than I intended, but there you go. Right, let's head up. Yeah. Fuck, dick. As I've said before, on many occasions, if you're in the Commonwealth, you were in leather armour and had a fucking pop gun, if you saw a guy like this walking past, would you have a go? No, you wouldn't. You'd just be like, off you trot. I have actually been last couple of days between shifts at work. I have been taking a quick look at Scum, and I will be doing a quick review of that in the next couple of days. All I will say is, so far, it's looking very interesting. It's Crow Team is the developer, Devolver Digital is the publisher. They both have great heritage. Devolver does the fantastic E3 presentations where they just rip the piss out of AAA game developers' greed. I mean, they're really worth watching. I put it in my Patreon message, actually, just in case there's any Patreon supporters here. So yeah, it comes from a good, it's got good pedigree, and the game so far is very, very interesting. It's kind of an open world survival game. Will undoubtedly get compared to DayZ, Tarkov and PUBG, but that will trigger certain people by making that comparison, but it's very different from those games, I think. Not that I know those games particularly well. But all I'm going to say is it's looking very, very promising. What the fuck? My game just crashed. I'm glad I saved. Right, I'm just going to fire up the game again. Okay, and that's new. Can you guys hear me on the stream? Thanks, Yellow. Yeah, not quite sure what happened there. I think it might be... The only thing that's happened differently is today I loaded the new NVIDIA drivers up. Thanks, Tanisha. And hopefully that hasn't fucked anything. I'll be honest, normally I normally leave it a week before I upload any new drivers for graphics cards. But I was secretly hoping, thanks Rico, I was secretly hoping that they would have support for Scum. So I decided to download them. Although if this crashes again I might roll them back, but we'll see. The only difference is I think it turned off God Rays. But yeah, Scum is interesting. The base early access game is $15, 15 quid UK. I'm normally very suspicious of early access games, even more suspicious than pre-orders, because often early access is used like a dirty IPO. That's kind of a share, sort of stocks and shares kind of thing that people do, where basically they use the Kickstarter or early access money to fund their project, and then when it's a success they then sell the game to some big game publisher, and then they become millionaires and it's all bankrolled with our money. So normally I'm very suspicious of early access, but
if you need fixing up, let's get a look at you.
But this is Devolver and Crow Team. They did stuff like Talos Principle and Serious Sam. So I took a chance on them. And Scum's very interesting. It really is like a survival simulator. I mean, I was about to say I shit you not, but I shit you not. You can...
And that's that.
You even have to micromanage what you eat when you go to the toilet.
Right. Don't ruin my hard work
your diet. You can be ill. You can literally shit on people with animations. So yeah, it's definitely a unique style of game. It's open world survival, and The great thing about it is it has PvE and PvP mode. So if you're not up for the whole PUBG Battle Royale thing, you can just play on your own little server and learn how to do the survival thing without some guy running up behind you and killing you with a shotgun. Interestingly though, there's already reports of cheating, which I don't blame them for. It's just, it really is a sign that cheat and anti-cheat is like an arms race. This is why I don't believe all this bullshit from Ubisoft when they say, you know, oh, we're working on a solution. It's like, well, it's too fucking late. If you finish the game and you've not got anti-cheat in place, you're already pretty much fucked. Because, you know, Scum was released on Wednesday on early access. Yeah, it was released on Wednesday on early access, and the only people who had the game before that were content creators, and they've already seen cheats, or at least one cheat in PvP. It just goes to show that the guys who write these anti-cheat programs, they get in the game day one and trying to crack it for cheating. So, you know, if you take a casual attitude to anti-cheat, then your anti-cheat's going to be shit, because the guys who are making these paid cheats, they're not fucking around. You know, you go onto these websites for these cheat programs, they're not saying, oh, we're working on it. I mean, they're fucking doing it. So yeah, I mean, this Ubisoft's attitude to anti-cheat is laughable in the face of the professionalism, dare I say it, of the cheat companies, which, you know, they're on this shit from day one because they want to make lots of money selling cheats that work. Just going to quickly catch up with chat. Dallas says, by the way, can you finish Fallout or nah? I think you can hammer through for the whole of Fallout in about 50-60 hours, I think, if you just do the core main quests. Personally, I'm fucking terrible. I'm always getting distracted. I'm always doing other things. So yeah, I'm level 51 and I've barely touched the actual real quests. You can build in everywhere where you have a settlement, and they range from medium size like Hammond's Alley, and I think Oberland's a bit bigger, Grey Garden's a bit bigger, Sanctuary's pretty huge, Starlight's huge, Spectacle Island is fucking massive. So yeah, lots of building. Yolo says, I think it's early access because it's agile development, which means pretty much there'll be bugs and there's no real set point in time when the game is finished. Yeah, that sounds about right. Although I gotta say, so far, it's in Scum, that is in great shape. Don't like the fact they're hostile. Yeah, Scum's in great shape. I mean, I've only put in I think I've got 5 hours logged in it. And I've just been playing solo PvE. But so far, I've had a little bit of lag going between cells on the map. I've had a few moments where I'll like turn around and the graphics will stutter. But overall, fucking hell, it runs a damn sight better than a lot of AAA titles do on week 1 of release, so I've got no complaints. None at all. For Scum. Dallas says, oh yeah, talking about anti-cheat. Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert on anti-cheat, but as I've said a few times, I used to hang around with a few people who were experts, and it's bloody hard catching cheats effectively if you do it all right. You know, if you go through the whole process and do it all properly, it can be bloody hard to catch cheats. So if you're doing it in a half-baked fashion, you're fucking dreaming. Right, let's scope this out. I think we're here at Walden Pond. Yeah, we're at Boston Common. Yeah, I think that, I mean, there's certainly some things about the Division 2 which are going to piss a lot of people off. I mean, personally, I don't like the fact they've gone for this Ghost Recon graphic style just because of reasons. I like the appearance of the Division. I think the Division's a beautiful game, and I do believe they probably changed the visual appearance of the characters just so they could sell us new cosmetic items. And I think that's an act of self-harm right there. But lots of things about the game look really, really good. You know, I'm being completely honest. I think it definitely has the potential to be awesome. They have great developers working for them. And I think they will... If the game fucks up, it won't fuck up because it's a bad game. It will fuck up because of the financial aspects, you know, the bullshit microtransactions, the lack of anti-cheat. It'll be all the little annoying stuff. Just before I take on this enormous bastard down here, I'm just going to quickly look at chat. Goes without saying, to take this guy out, I think we're going to have to take a lot of fucking drugs, because I think he's fairly heavy duty. Rico, maximum happiness. Was that? I kept I was looking last night because I knew somebody asked me a question about this. There are lots and lots of guides on how to do maximum happiness, but I'll be honest, all of my bases are all high happiness, but I never managed to get them to 100%. I capped that achievement on Steam by complete fucking accident, and I did it because I went to, I think it was the cinema base. Oh god, what's it called? Starlight Drive-In. And as I was walking past, I put down a bed, I put down a water pump, and I put down a machine gun turret. And I think there was no settlers there or something. And because it had more defence, more beds, and I think I maybe put down like 2 food or something, 2 mutt fruit. But because it had like more food, more defence, and more beds than the settlers, it was like, oh, this is a happy base. And it wasn't. It was a pile of junk on tarmac. But the game just calculated the happiness to 100. And then like about 3 days later, it just gave me the achievement. And then I looked on the map and it was 100%. So yeah, there's all sorts of ways to do it properly. But I think the actual easiest way to cap that 100% happiness trophy is just to put down a bed, a gun, 2 mutt fruits, and a water pump. And then just watch that and see where it goes. But failing that, look at the guides, because it's all about balancing your food, your defense, and all the rest of it. I agree with what Dallas says about it looking like a mix of Wildlands, Far Cry, Division. Yeah, I mean, I still think, and I'm not saying this for the sake of being balanced. I happen to know they have some extremely talented developers working on the Division 2. Loads of the Division 1 is fucking brilliant. Let's face it, the stuff that went wrong with the Division was not about the actual work done on the game. It was about lack of support, lack of anti-cheat, lack of content, all the rest of it. And I think that's going to be the problem with the Division 2. And frankly, going by the pre-order bundles, they're doing a good job to confirm my fears at the moment, because those pre-order bundles are a fucking farce. And no loyalty to the existing players. Let's remember, you could have 3,000 hours played in the Division, and what are you going to get? You're going to get a couple of fucking arm patches. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Wiggle, 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 indeed. Jazz Bomb Croft says, ever thought about starting different character on non-survival with lots of mods and building crazy settlements? One day I am gonna bite the bullet and unload the mods. But for this playthrough, I have a feeling that it's going to be 2023 by the time this playthrough's over.
Great. I didn't.
Right, lots of fucking rads. And there's someone really annoying in that water. Right.
Fighting again. Great.
Okay, this is a bit of an anticlimax. Well, I actually thought he'd be a little bit harder than that. Furious Power Fist. Maybe not ideal. Maybe not ideal for a melee build, but certainly not terrible. I have no idea what the fuck they're for. I guess my points in Rifleman are paying off. I honestly thought that guy would fuck me up. Man, I got fucking sleep deprivation already. But let's get stuck in. And get this done. Buff out fishing rod. We're just about to go on an adventure, so I'm not going to overload myself. Get down there. I honestly thought, I seem to remember Swan being really hardcore, but normally when I've met Swan, it's been fairly early game, and I kind of forget that I'm right at the start of the quest line. But obviously I'm level 51 because I've been building all these bases, so I've got tons of XP from that. Even though I am a really stupid pimp build with all my points in bloody intelligence and charisma. So I can't shoot for piss, but there you go. Right. I want to find a bed in here because I've crashed. This game's crashed once already. So anyone sees a bed, shout.